Hi guys, so a couple of days ago while sitting out in the garden enjoying the last of the sun before this weather changed, we noticed something small, brown and fuzzy scuttling amongst the railway sleepers here that are holding back a terrace in the garden, and it seemed to have come from that hole potentially. So like many of you, I haven't yet bitten the bullet and invested in a camera trap, although it is right at the very top of things that I want to buy. So I thought I'd go old school in trying to identify it and make a footprint trap. So the basic principle of this identification method is really simple. Ultimately you have a food bait in the center of a structure, which then entices a small mammal, causing them to walk through a stain which sticks to their feet and then gets printed on a piece of paper as they go. So you just need a few easy to source components to put this setup together. Firstly, you need some sort of stain, and I'll talk you through making that in a moment. Of course, you need paper for them to print their little footprints across, and you need some strong and sturdy building materials to create the tunnel out of. And finally, but most importantly, you need some lovely, tempting treats for whatever creature passes through to nibble on. So in here I've got a variety of things. I've got some dried cat food biscuits, I've got an assortment of different bird seeds, and I've got some halved grapes. So hopefully whatever comes by has its fancy tickled in some way and really gets drawn in by the smell of those. Now, for the stain, I'm just going to use some really cheap and easy components that you can find around the home, or most homes. And in here I've got some charcoal from our log burner inside the house, but you could also get some carbon powder or even some purpose-made stains that you can buy online, although these will be a little bit more expensive. So, as I said, in here I've got charcoal, and to this I'm just going to add some vegetable oil. Now you can't use water because this will dry out and it won't stick to their feet. The oil keeps it nice and moist. And then you can just break up this charcoal until you get a nice black paste to put at the entrance of the hole. However, do not use regular inks and paints for this job, as it can be harmful to both the animals and the environment, especially if the animal is then going back to a young litter. So, as I said, I've got a variety of different materials here to build from, so I'm going to have a play around, see what works, and try and build a structure. That's it. All we've got left to do now is wait. So I'll leave it out overnight and I'll come back in the morning and hopefully, fingers crossed, find some cute little paw prints across that piece of paper. guys, so it's currently day 2 of the footprint trap being out. I came back yesterday morning after it being out overnight and there was no sign at all of any footprints on the piece of paper.
So, here we've got the footprint trap. What's the verdict? Do people think we're going to have found anything? Let's have a look. Oh, we have got nothing. And what about on this side? We have got nothing again. Well, that's great, isn't it?
A small consolation was that there was no food taken either, so I know that I haven't been outsmarted by any little critters. But yeah, that's just the nature of working and trying to work with nature and animals, is that they very rarely do what you want or expect them to do. So I moved the trap from up on top of the sleeper here down onto the gravel, and I'm just going to check it now, see if it made any difference. Hopefully this time we have some paw prints. So let's take a closer look. The big reveal. Are we going to be more successful this time? What do people think? What's the verdict? Fingers crossed. Oh, it looks like there's been some disturbance. I'll do the full reveal at the same time. Let's take everything off. Oh yes, a lot of disturbance over there. Look at that, barely any food left. Oh, they didn't like the grapes. Grapes not very popular. And God, it looks like there's been a fight in here over the food. Lots of footprints and markings on the paper. And look at that, there's one really clear one right in the center of the image there, and I think that is a hedgehog. So, much more successful today. I'm really happy that we've come across these little paw prints. As I said, I think those are hedgehog paw prints, but correct me if I'm wrong. 5 toes in a sort of star formation, I think that's hedgehog. Obviously, hedgehogs aren't fans of grapes, but they seem to have gobbled up most of everything else. Maybe the next step now is to get a camera trap and set it up with a little food bait and see what comes investigating. Maybe we have a little resident living in the garden here, although I've never seen a hedgehog here before. But yeah, how great is that? Awesome. You can probably tell by the smile on my face how happy I am. It's a really unique way of interacting with the wildlife in your garden, and it's quite nice to come away with something material. And if it wasn't so messy, I could potentially frame it and put it on the wall, but it seems that they've had a scuffle in there. Maybe there was a fight between a hedgehog and a rat or something, because there's paw prints all over the place. But I'll have a closer look at it and see if I can identify anything else, and maybe see whether we got our wood mouse or whatever I thought was living in those sleepers, because it's certainly not a hedgehog. But yeah, definite hedgehog prints there. Success, happy days, happy rod. Peace out.